The permanent
The
version
permanent
is
is
when you
usually
reword
due
it.
to osteoarthritis.
So how do if I want to work out
Mhm.
and I want to make sure that I protect my joints so that I don't have this permanent sort of naturally irreversible joint pain,
Yeah.
is there certain workouts that I should be avoiding? Are there certain workouts that are more likely to erode my cartilage and give me joint pain?
Well, I think principles that should be used are the principles of weightlifting with progressive overload. So if you started out cold and decided, I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm just going to lift to my maximum all the time, you're probably going to inflame your joint. Your joint is not used to seeing that kinds of load. Joints bear 5 to 10 times body weight. So if you've gone from 0 to 500-pound squat, that is 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Versus if you start from 0 and progressively up, your body will get used to the load. Your bones will build. Your cartilage won't grow, but it will become more used to the pressure. So the principle is to not have aching joints, is progressively go up and not just let your ego take over.
So you're saying that muscle helps to kind of as a suspension mechanism for the cartilage?
Well, what things protect the joints? Being of a healthy body composition, which includes weight and muscle mass, right? So the way muscle helps protect the joints is exactly as you said. Instead of pounding together like this,
Yeah.
muscle acts as a shock absorber. So the bones come together more softly.
Okay.
So for people with osteoarthritis, one of the remedies for that is building muscle.
I've got you mentioned a second ago that staying at a decent weight also helps to stave off joint pains and that sort of erosion of cartilage.
Mhm.
And I was reading in your work about this pretty shocking grab my brick and my rock. This pretty shocking stat
Yeah.
that God, this is heavy. You can take that. Okay. I'm gonna put it down for you.
Yeah.
In your work, you describe how putting on even a small amount of weight increases the pressure on our joints by a huge amount.
does.
So can you explain that using this?
Yep. So when we think about pressure across our joint, we're thinking about whether we gain weight or lose weight. The joint, which in this bone is the femur, the end of the femur is sitting against the tibia, and that's what makes your knee joint. When you go up and down the stairs and have pain in your knee, what's happening there? Well, if you gain 1 pound, this rock is 1 pound, you would think that this is all the amount of pressure you're going to feel. But because of the mechanics, the physics of the long bones, the pressure of gravity pushing up on you, what you actually feel is the weight of these bricks, which is 9 pounds.
So gaining 1 pound in weight.
1 pound in weight exerts 9 times the pressure on your joint. So you think gaining 10 pounds doesn't mean much, but imagine gaining 100 pounds of pressure. Or the reverse of that is even small changes in our total body weight, 1 pound, 10 pounds, can have profound effects on the joint pain we feel.
So if I lose 1 pound, I'm
Yes,
taking
you're
9
taking
pounds.
this away.
Uh.
What some research shows is that if you lose 10% of your body weight, you can make a profound difference in the pressure your joint experiences and decrease your pain. So when I prescribe treatment for arthritis, here's the whole person approach. If I just wanted to say, okay, you've got arthritis, I'm going to give you an injection and sign you up for surgery, that might be a typical surgical approach. But my approach is we look at your nutrition. We talk about anti-inflammatory nutrition, enough protein, not eating sugar. Sugar is a huge inflammatory, which increases your arthritis pain. We talk about building muscle so that we have more shock absorption. We talk about losing absolute amount of body weight so that we unload the joint in another way. Even before we get to any medical type treatment, it's the lifestyle approaches that you can use.
I would have thought that if I'd put on 1 pound of weight, I would put 1 pound of pressure on my joints. But what you're saying is if I put on 1 pound of weight, I'm actually putting 9 pounds of pressure on my joints.
Yes. It has to do with across the joint, the physics of the lever arms of our bones. So for instance, in our shoulder, if you put 1 pound in your hand, the pressure felt in your arm because of this long lever arm to lift it is 10 times. So I always tell my patients who are recovering, don't feel discouraged when you lift up the 2-pound weight. It's 20 pounds on your shoulder. It has to do with the physics of pulling the weight up. In
Oh,
the
okay.
axial load, it has to do with the gravity and the impact of bones one on another.